Okay, I have 20 minutes before I need to start thinking about moving on, but I thought I would get on here and talk to you all about pins because it's a thing that comes up in every group of small planners on every page I've ever been in. Everybody wants to know how to find a pin that fits. I will be honest, I do not care to use a pin that doesn't fit, especially if I like the way it writes. It does not bother me at all to have a pin that sticks out on both sides of my planner. Like, this is how you will see me carry my pins most of the time. If you carry a full-size pen, you don't run out of ink as fast. They're easier to find. You can find pretty ones. But I know that it aggravates some of you to no end. So I have gone on a quest to find pins that fit. And I want to talk to you a little bit about where to find pins that fit, my recommendations, what I've found with these pins, and we'll just go from there. We'll do a little bit of a review of some of the ones that I've found and the ones that I found online that you can purchase. I will link below. I should say that if you see a link to Amazon, it's going to be an affiliate link because I am no longer going to sell my printables. But I would like for you to be able to support me in some way because some of you enjoy doing that. So I would really appreciate it if you buy something from my affiliate link on Amazon. But you should definitely know that it's there, just in case. All right, so other than that, the only housekeeping thing I have is just if you enjoy the video, please subscribe or give me a like. I really appreciate when people want to hang out and let me know that they like the content so that I can provide more of what you all enjoy. So here is our first little thought about mini pins. All right, so these are, first, I cannot find, y'all, I cannot find a fine point felt pen in anywhere that is short. And I think that's because the ink is so hard to, like, you run out of ink quickly in felt tip pens anyway. And if they made it short, it wouldn't be functional. But I would love to have a short felt tip pen, right? Because, oh my gosh, like a fine point, 3.3mm felt tip pen that's like short enough to be, that'd be amazing. I don't know, can this one fit there? Almost. Come up with something that's about that size. If you're watching and you make pins, please make a felt tip short pin. If you all know where I can find one, I will buy it in a heartbeat. These are my favorite pins to write with in small planners because they write small. All right, so I have a Sharpie. I think it's 0.5 or 0.7. And then I have this one that was just kind of a novelty pen that I got on AliExpress. And I think it's a 0.3. And they just write very small. It's easy to get like a lot of letters in a small space. So these are my favorite for writing. You can keep one in your bag and write tiny, and then use a smaller pen if you need to take notes or whatever. Okay, so here are pens that I found out in the wild. These are, both of these are gel pens. I have never found these little novelty gel pens in black. They're always sparkly and the ink is very, I don't know, it's glittery. Where you find these, I've found them, I think I found these at the Dollar Tree, but I know I have found them at Target Dollar Spot. So, you can find, and it's not always in the Target Dollar Spot, but you can sometimes find them. I do not use these. I've tried them out because they're tiny, and they fit, in even the smallest planners very easily, right? It's a normal pin width, but they fit, obviously, they fit in every planner size, but they're glittery. Like, it's always a shimmery ink, and it's always a shimmery ink. They're always in silly colors. I like to write in black ink and not have the silly colors, but if you like these, Target Dollar Spot. It's usually like a kid's craft kit or something. You can find these tiny little pins in there. So that is an option to just find in the wild. This I found, this is probably my favorite pin I've ever found in the wild. This was at Tuesday Morning. I know we don't have Tuesday Morning anymore, but you can find these attached to notepads. So sometimes a notepad will come in like a cover, and there's like the cover around the notepad and then a pin stuck in there and the notepad together. That is where I found this. The cap was not on this pin when I found it. So, oh yeah, it still writes well. The ink is a gel ink, and it writes really well. The size is pretty good. So again, this was just a random out in the wild find. I didn't buy this pen, but the fit is pretty good. This is an A9. And it was just a pen that was attached to a notebook. The fit is great for a micro, right? So I'm not sure what I paid for the combo, but at Tuesday Morning it was pretty cheap. This is a A8 or a Mini 5 ring planner, A8. So this pen fits great. It writes in black ink, which was a huge deal for me, and I found it in the notebook section, like the novelty notebooks that come with pins next to them. I found this pen and I've kept it for a while. It's plastic, but it's pretty and it's nice. I really like this pen. It's been more than a year since I've found this. However, I went to TJ Maxx in search of the Kickerland pens, and when I went to TJ Maxx, they had pens like this in notebooks available. I didn't buy one because I already had one. However, and I've spent like, I don't know, $50 on pens. So that was when I found out in the wild. This is also something that I found somewhere as part of like a kid's selection. I don't know. I mean, I probably can't give you the link. I don't know, maybe this was on AliExpress. I'll look for one of these on AliExpress and link it below. But it has ink in every color. That one's pink. You know, I know a lot of people write their different children's activities in different colors. Something like this works pretty well. The problem is that pen is really big around. And so when you go to put it in your pin loop, you can't. You just can't. But the height works. So if you can I can't even close it around that. So, you know, there's limitations with this type of thing, but I just wanted to show you that it exists because it's the right height, and maybe you could create a way to fashion it. Like I've seen some pin loops that go on the top that are elastic. Maybe you could find a way to attach this so that it would work. But if it fits in the A9 friends, not kids, my gosh, then it's going to fit in the other planners. So those are all of my in the wild pins that I have found. I will share a link to any that I can find on Amazon that are similar, or AliExpress. If you're searching for pins online, what you want to search for is wallet pin, mini pin, pocket pin, or micro pin. If you search for those, then you'll come up with so many options. And this is what I found when doing that search. My qualifications for this were it had to be cheap, it had to fit decently in the A9. So I wasn't even looking for things that work for an A8. I wanted to go with the smallest planner. I wanted it to have the lightest line possible, because I like to write in thin lines, and I wanted it to be something that I would use, which meant I didn't buy any fountain pens. But if you're a fountain pen user, you can find so many there's a huge selection of fountain pens that will fit in your A9. So that's a thing that would be worth checking out, especially if you're a fan of fountain pens. I think you could find something nice for yourself in a fountain pen, but I did not buy any for my experiment. Okay, so let's start with what I bought on Amazon. These Kickerland pins, Andrea Mather said something about these. They're cute as they can be. I purchased mine on Amazon, and it was $13.26 for 5 pins on Amazon. TJ Maxx is TK Maxx if you're not in the United States. So in the United States, it's TJ Maxx, it's TK Maxx outside. But Andrea found these, and they're so cute. They're lightweight. It's plastic. It's a rollerball pen, but it writes really nice. It feels a little bit skinny to me in my hand. They're just a little bit thinner than like a standard pen would be. So here's a like a Villa Beautiful or something. That's not what this brand is, but so it's just a little bit skinnier than that. But it writes nicely. It's a clicker pen, which I think is cool, and the ink feels like gel ink, but on here it says it's a 1mm ballpoint black ink. So it's like a medium weight 1mm ballpoint black ink. Definitely great option. Fits great in the pen loop. Fits great for that fits entirely within the A9. No problem whatsoever. Works great. These retro pens are like a novelty thing, so I don't know if they're going to keep them around, but I would definitely think it's worth grabbing some. I will provide the affiliate link to Amazon below. So again, if it fits in the A9, it's going to fit in any of the small planners. Okay, so an honorable mention that I did not purchase was a Pentel. Pentel makes a mini pen that's about this size. So you can grab a Pentel pen. I'll link it below. It's exactly like this. It's got the latex-free rubberized grip. It's got the cap. It's just shorter. And you can buy 12 of those for $9.72. Totally worth it, I think. If you like the Pentel pens, I had already purchased a bunch, so I just decided not to include that in my video because I knew I would have one. That one's been around a while. I'm going to throw it away. All right, so here we are into my plethora of pens. These two are from Amazon, and these are from AliExpress. This is a great pen. Pilot G2 Mini. It's a gel pen. They come in a pack of 4 for $7.64 from Amazon. I have really used the heck out of mine. And this one is gone, I think. But they write really nicely. Let's see. I have a green one. They come in all kinds of colors. That's also true for the Pentel pens. They come in all kinds of colors. You can buy just a group of black ones, or you could buy like a set that is you can buy a set that's all kinds of colors. You can buy a set of black. There are 4 black pens for $7.64 is what I looked up, and that's what I'll link below, but you can find different options. The limitation with this is it's not quite as small as the Kickerland pen, so you are going to have a little bit of overlap with your A9, but I think it fits well with every, like perfectly with every other type of planner. So here it is with the micro happy planner, and you can just, it just barely fits in there in the top, but it fits. And then of course it fits in the A9 nicely. But that's the Pilot G2 Mini, and that's been around for a while. Sometimes you can find these at the cash register at like a Staples. You can definitely find them online. Okay, this I have never seen before, and I got so excited about it. This is a zebra. It's a zebra compact retractable pen. It fits when retracted perfectly in the A9. You can buy replacement ink for it on the Zebra website or on Amazon. You can find them on Amazon, one pen for $6.39. But when you open this pen, it pulls out, you turn it around, it turns into a full-size pen. How magic is that? The ink is, let's see, it is a 7mm or 0.7mm ink. It's gel. It says ballpoint, but it writes really smoothly. So it's, I mean, this is a great, it writes great. It has the feeling of a full-size pen because it's got this steel casing on the top. My daughter, I will say, my daughter bent this pen as soon as it came in my house. She got excited, she saw it, and the pin clip got bent pretty much immediately. But I love that when it's closed, it's fully closed. There's no way to write with it. It fits so nicely in the A9. And you can buy refills. You can buy pen refills. So if you like the pen itself, you buy the pen itself for $6.39, then that pen is yours forever. And you can just buy refills for it. And people have said, oh, I've been using this pen for 20 years. So this is a great pen. I love that it retracts. This is probably my favorite find of all of the ones that I found. This is on Amazon. I will put the link below. So that's from Zebra. It's called an F301 series. So it's F301 stainless steel barrel textured grip. So it's not, it's textured but not latex, so it won't really run out. It won't wear out over time. It's a great, I think that one's a great choice. Okay, so now we're into our AliExpress pins. I'm going to go with this one because you can find this one everywhere. This is a twist pen. You open it by twisting. When you write with it, it writes really nicely. The weight of this one is 0.7mm. You can get these personalized and they come in every single color. Of course, I'll provide the link below. This one was already done, but I'll provide the link to the ones that you can customize, or just the regular, because it's cheaper if you don't customize them. It's a little bit skinny for a pin, like a standard pin loop. You'll have to make sure you hook it on. However, it is a perfect fit for an A9. So you can get these skinny, skinny pins for the A9. The limitation with this one, I would say, is that it's so, I find that uncomfortable to use. It's just so much smaller than a typical pin barrel. Even this, which is kind of small, I think you can see the difference. the pen barrel is just so narrow. It's just so narrow that when you hold it, I mean, I don't think you would want to write with this for a long period of time. But on the go, there's nothing more lightweight than this. It's a twist pen, pretty reliable. It comes in all kinds of pretty colors, and it's the right height for your planner, and the ink itself is pretty good. So I like that okay, but it's not my favorite because it's so thin. This pen is pretty cool. It comes in a pack of 10. It's a Mingma. It has a really thin line. The writing, the feel writing with it is a little bit scratchier, but it does write a little bit smaller. The information on this one was all in Chinese. But again, it comes in a pack of 10. I got 10 for $5.11. And for all of the AliExpress purchases, I am including shipping in my price. So here is how it fits in the A9. It's not a perfect fit. If I line it up on the bottom, you can see, sorry about that, guys. You can see that it's just a little bit taller. But I mean, that fits pretty nicely. I think that's an acceptable fit for an A9. It fits perfectly with the Happy Planner. And then of course it'll fit in the A8. Oh, hang on, I've got a timer going, so I remember to go pick up my daughter. All right. So that was this, and it's pretty cheap. It's kind of a rubberized barrel, so the whole barrel is kind of rubberized. And it's really comfortable to write with. It's a large enough size. I would say this is a really decent pen, and the price was right for me. So I'll link that one below. It was an AliExpress purchase. I could not find these on Amazon, but if I can find them, I'll go back and look again. And if I can find them on Amazon, I'll include the Amazon link for them. All right, so this pen, I wish I could let you feel how heavy this pen is. The barrel of this is some kind of metal. It is not, I mean, it's not even aluminum. Like, it's a heavy, heavy, heavy pen. It's called a bullet head. It's a 1mm, 1mm pen. It writes really smoothly. It's very short. So with this pen, writing with this pen, all of the weight is kind of in your hand here, and there's nothing counterbalancing your writing strokes. Does that make sense? It's like there's no counterbalance. So I find that my whole hand works harder when I'm using this pen, but it is so pretty, and it's heavy and feels so nice in your hand. And when you're just holding it like this, it just feels like a quality pen. But there's no, like, the weight is all down here, so there's no counterbalance when you write. However, it's beautiful. It comes in many different colors. It fits nicely. So look at that. It's a nice looking pen, right? It fits well in the A9. It adds quite a bit of heft to your planner, which is funny. But it's by far the heaviest pen that I purchased. You can get a similar look with this one. This one's plastic, but I got it, this I bought with a notebook, and I can't guarantee that you'll find exactly the same thing. This one is way heavier than that one because it's made out of metal. But again, I think it's a nice pen. I think you could replace the ink cartridge in it. It fits nicely. It's just a little bit heavy. The cost on this one is $3.35. So it might be worth a check just Just if you love the way it looks, it might be worth it for you to check it, because it feels like a really nice pen. It just, the counterbalance isn't there when you're writing. But I will say, I would rather write with this pen any day than write with this one, because I don't like the smallness of this pen is less comfortable to me than the heaviness of this one, if that makes sense. However, to each their own. But you can see, I mean, they're just totally different. This pen barrel, I think, may be aluminum. It doesn't feel plastic to me. It feels like maybe a lightweight metal. But you can see how much different. Okay. So this is my favorite pen of all. I got this on AliExpress. It's a Stonego. It was $3. It was $3.90 for one pen. It's a 1mm ink. The barrel is foam all the way through the tip of the pen. And it is so much fun to write with this pen. You can put again, this is one of those where you put the cap on the top and it feels like you're writing with a full-size pen. The ink feels nice. Stonego. I could not find this on Amazon at all. It's a ballpoint 1mm pen. But I had one of these when I was little. This came with a notebook. And it was my favorite pen when I was younger. All right, so let's try it you will see that this is just a little bit too big again for the A9. So if I push it in there and I make sure that it's all even on the bottom, I have maybe a centimeter overhang on the top if it's totally flush on the bottom. This does not bother me at all. I'm willing to write with a full-size pen. I think this is my new go-to for on-the-go writing. I don't love that it is a 1mm. I would prefer it to be, the 0.5. But I love the way this pen feels. That gooey, foamy feeling is like my favorite thing. I don't know. This is probably a carcinogen or something, but I don't know. If you know something about this pen that I don't and that I shouldn't be using it, let me know. But I love everything about this. It's a nice weight. The pen is metal. And then it's covered in this foamy stuff. It writes nicely. So this is my winner. I got it on AliExpress for $3.90 for one pen. All right, that is everything I found. These are all of the pens. So what is your favorite? Is there any that you're excited about trying? Where have you found small pens before? What do you think? What is your opinion? Does it have to fit perfectly in the A9 for it to be carryable? I would love to hear from you guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.